Hello, you're watching SkateCode. I am Streyev, and it's February 2025. This is a crash course into Kdenlive. So for minimum time, I will try to teach you maximum things. Let's launch Kdenlive. Alright, this is Kdenlive. This is how it looks. So basically, this is your library. This is where you import things. So let's import something. Here I have prepared two things. One is a picture. The second one is just a sound.
Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah.
And the third one is a video of me playing a game. Now, important to mention, the picture is just 300 kilobytes. The sound, the audio is only 57 kilobytes, but the video is 2 gigabytes, exactly. 2 gigabytes video. So observe how fast everything will be imported. This is the video. Bam, done. Okay, we just imported 3 elements. From now on, we will call them clips. Now we can get organized here. We can create folders. Yeah, with subfolders actually, but we don't need this one. So and we can move everything into the folder we created, so it will look a little bit better organized. Now everything is in its own folder. We can still move things around if we want. Now, this is your timeline. This is where everything happens. So let's import a picture. Let's put it on the timeline actually, and now it's on the timeline. Now, important to mention, your video by default will always start at position 00, which is the left. Now we can press play, which we will use the space bar. Okay, now here we have 2 preview monitors. The left one is for what we currently select from the library. And we have play to preview it, but this is a picture, so nothing to change here.
Blah, 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 blah.
Now this is a long video, so we can scroll. Okay, and this is the main output monitor, so whatever we put here will be seen here. So we just put a picture. Let's put a video so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, whatever plays here can be seen here. Good. Now let's delete back the video. So basically here, whatever we put, we can select it. As you can see, on my screen in orange is highlighted whatever is currently selected. We can delete using the delete key on the keyboard. Now let's import, let's put the picture again on the timeline. Okay. Yes, tracks. So tracks, all the lines here are called tracks. And they have names starting either with V or A. The tracks whose names start with the letter A are only for audio. The tracks with the letter V are only for video. So we can move visual objects like video or images only on the V tracks. We can put and move audio objects only on the A tracks. Okay, let's move it down. All right, we can insert more tracks or delete tracks. So for example, I can insert Let's put these two together. I can insert a video track in between by clicking here, right click, insert track. Now I can say what kind of track I want. Let's say I want a video track under V1. So under V1. And a new track has been just inserted. Let's delete this track now. We want to delete V1. So we can delete multiple if we want. All right. Now, something important. We can actually adjust the length, the start and end position of the clips here. For this, we use the arrow tool, and for images don't have fixed length. So we can make them the duration of the picture as long as we want it. We just drag left and right the end of the clip, and we can adjust the start point by moving the start of the clip. So we do this with left click and we just drag it around. We can do the same with any object, being video or picture or audio. I can demonstrate. Now we can adjust the end of the clip. However, we cannot make it longer because this is a fixed length object. However, what if we want a very long object? So the duration of this video is 15 minutes. So scrolling around could be a little bit long, by the way, so we can adjust the zoom right here when we left click on this slider end, and we can just drag it around. This will adjust the zoom. You can watch on top. So the timeline changes, as you can see, but the end is around 15 minutes. And when we need to zoom in, we can adjust like this. All right, now let's say we want our video to start here, because normally it starts like this. Let's say I want it to start here. I can just adjust the starting position, and it will start here. Let's say that I actually want it to start directly on the tongue battle. Now we can cut using the cut tool. Let's delete the first part. Now we have a start position directly from the tongue battle. Now let's move this clip to the beginning of the timeline. And now we can zoom back in. So, demonstration, now it starts directly from the from the tongue battle, and it ends here. So we can adjust the end position, so the video will end right here, and as you can see, the playback will automatically stop. We can adjust the start position. I already showed you how to do this. Important, whatever you do on the video or audio or pictures right here does not affect the original files. So this file is still 15 minutes and start always on the same position, because this is the actual video that we imported. Now I just showed you how to import something. You can actually move the clip around, you can move it across the tracks, as you can see, and this is the audio track for this video, and for this reason they move together. They are one group. So if you want to move it across tracks, they split, but they always move together. Now, basic grouping. Let's show you how to group and ungroup things. Let's say I don't want the audio for this video. So I can first of all, always select the object you want to modify. So left click on the object, and now we can say Ctrl Shift G on the keyboard. We can press them, and now the two objects move separately because now they are not grouped anymore. So I can just start and stop, start and end point for this object, or start and end point for this object. They are now separate, independent objects. I can group them back together if I want to. So it doesn't matter where they are on the timeline. Selection of objects is done by holding Shift key and pressing left key on the mouse, left button. So let's move them, let's group them back together. Ctrl G is grouping. Now they move together. Important. When you make the start point or end point the same on the entire group, when you modify the start point and end point, or you cut one object from the group, it will affect every other object in the group. So see, now the start point of both objects is adjusted altogether. If I cut, it will affect the entire group. So basically you can move things around and they will move all together. Okay, now applying basic effects. Let's apply fade in. So right now this is how this video looks like. Let's apply a fade in. So in every object, when you just hold your mouse over and you are with the arrow tool, you have green dot and red dot. The green dot adjusts the fade in, the red dot adjusts the fade out. We have the same here. So we can do fade in on a visual object like video or image, or we can adjust the fade in, fade out on an audio object. Let's demonstrate. We can make the fade in slower by adjusting like this. Or we can apply a fade out, quick fade out and slow fade out. Okay. Now let's fix the audio volume, because let's ungroup these things first. Let's move them together. And let's add additional audio. So this is how it sounds like right now. So first of all, we can apply fade into this audio, but let's say we want this audio to be a little bit louder. So right click, insert effect, volume. The effect parameters are modified here. We can make it loud.
Blah 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 blah.
Or make it quiet. We can type a number directly here. So gain of 0 will be the original audio volume. Now we can modify this audio as well. Insert an effect, volume. Let's say we want -5 decibels. Now the blue area here will indicate the volume.
Blah 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 blah.
Now the audio of the original video is a little bit quiet. Okay. We can group these together. So we do selection with Shift and left click, and we press Ctrl G on the keyboard. Now these are one group. Great. What else I can tell you? Yes, video speed. Oh, by the way, here we have an asterisk, which indicates that this video has been modified, but not saved. We have also the video profile, 25 frames per second with this resolution. Now, let's change the video speed. But first, very important, we did a cut on this video, but let's say we want this video to start a little bit before that. We don't need to re-import the video. We can just adjust the starting point of this clip. Now it will start in an earlier starting point. Okay. Let's change the video speed. We select a video object, we right click it, and we do change speed. Now, if we move the slider to the right, it will be faster. If we move it to the left, it will be slower. Let's move it to the left and make this video slow. As you can see, Kdenlive automatically adjusted both objects in the group, but not this one. So the original video will sound and can be seen now like this. We can press Ctrl Z to undo the change, and let's make the video very, very, very fast. Okay, let's remove the fade out. Oh, by the way, all the effects that you apply to an object will show up here, and you can modify the effect parameter here. So we can remove an effect by clicking on the trash can. That's it. All right. What else can I teach you? Let's apply transform. This is an effect that I use a lot. So, very important thing to remember is, specifically for the video tracks, the objects that you will put on top of other video objects will show on top of them here. So, you're watching a video, but since the image is on top of the video track, it will be shown on top here too. This doesn't very much apply for the audio objects because they are all mixed together. So let's apply a fade in and fade out to the image. However, let's select the image and let's apply transform. How to apply an effect to any object? You click timeline, add effect. And transform is an effect that I use a lot. So some effect parameters can be modified directly on the main preview monitor. So with transform, we can change the size and position of an object on the screen. So we want to make this appear smaller and on a different position. And now, of course, you can have more than one effect applied to an object. So here we have fade in, fade out, and transform. Now we can preview the entire thing. In the final video, this red grid will not be shown. It's just indicating the position where the image will pop up. All right. What else can I show you? Effect transitioning. So let's choose this video and let's apply a quick effect let's make colorize. All right, so right now this is how the video will look like, but this will not affect the picture because this is applied only on this object. However, we can make the effect to transition by adding keyframes. So to add a keyframe, we press here, and here let's change a parameter. Let's add another keyframe. Let's change another parameter. Let's add another keyframe. Let's change this parameter here. Okay, as you can see, some dots popped up here. Let's see how this looks like on the preview monitor. The colors will change, and this is a cool effect actually.
Blah 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 blah.
Okay, now very important, let's add some text. Project, add title clip, and first thing, here we adjust the size. We can apply a shadow and we choose the color. Of course, we can modify the size directly here. We can change the color here. I will leave it red. We can change the position. We can auto adjust the position by clicking these buttons. For example, I want it centered. The best way is to click this, which will center it horizontally, and we will center vertically using this button. Now it's in the middle of the screen. We click create title. Okay, let's move it. And we can put it on the timeline. Now let's say we want it here. We can apply fade in and fade out. And let's see how it looks like. Of course, we can modify the text additionally, and we can change the text properties right here, but I will not do that. And finally, what is left to show you are just two things. First, let's modify the start point and end point of the entire video. So when you want to make the final video, what you need to do is project render. Here you have two choices, full project or selected zone. Let's close this. Full project will be until the end of the last playable object, which will be right here. But let's say you want to create a video from here to here only. Then you use this blue area here. You can modify it with the mouse, or you can use I and O on the keyboard to modify the start point and end point of the selection. So we move the cursor here, we press I, we move the cursor here, we press O, and now we have a selection. Okay, let's finally render the entire project and I will show you what it looks like. But right now, the final video that I will produce will start here and then here. So, project, render. Now we choose selected zone and render to file. The rendering time very much depends on the duration of the entire video and how much clips and effects have been applied. Now the video is done. We can go and check it out. Alright, as you can see, it started just before the text to be shown up and intended right after the image has been faded out. So this is exactly this area right here. With this, the crash course of Kdenlive is done. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up if you find it useful, and please subscribe for more videos for Linux and Kdenlive and much more things. I'm Strayev. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.